The tempo of a minute hand on the clock was the center of attention of a young man in the diner. His eyes traced the hand only to be interrupted by a smudge in between the 3 and the 4. He tapped his finger to the tempo of the minute hand as he glanced around the diner. The area where he was sitting was dimly lit compared to the rest of the room. At the corner of his eye, he notices an employee scurrying around the corner with a mop and a bucket of water to clean up after a family that recently left in a hurry. She places the bucket on the floor and dips the mop into the bucket. Some water drops onto the floor before the mop meets its target. The light above the young man's head erratically goes on and off until it reaches a constant state, matching the neighboring lights within its vicinity. The young man squints and stops tapping to reach into his right jeans pocket. He pulls out his smartphone covered by a slim black case and dials the number on his contact list. He stirs his coffee with a spoon as he listens to the phone ring. The entrance to the diner opens and is accompanied by damp footsteps making their way along the counter, only to be brought to a complete stop momentarily before continuing in another direction. They stop again in front of the table where the young man was sitting. The owner of the damp footsteps sets her purse on a nearby chair and pulls out one for herself. "So who are you calling?" she asks the young man. "No one special," he replies while stirring his coffee. The girl sits back, reaching into her purse and pulls out a vibrating phone. She answers. "Hello?" she says while making direct eye contact with the young man. "Hey," he replies to the answered call. "No one special, right?" she asks, not breaking away from the young man's glare. "Uh-huh." The young man responds in a quiet voice and hangs up, breaking the standoff. "Why'd you hang up?" She smiled coolly as she asked the young man. He picked up 2 menus with his right hand and pointed them to his left. "It's fine, I already know what I'm going to order," the girl said while grabbing the menus from his hand. "Should have told me to order in advance then," he replies in a defeated tone. "It's a diner after all, there isn't much to order," she states as she waves to the waitress. The waitress shuffles around the caution sign and makes her way over to the table. "You two are ready to order?" she asks with a welcoming smile. "Yup," replied the girl. "I'll have a cheeseburger, and instead of a side, can I get some mozzarella sticks?" "Yeah, that would be fine. What about you?" she asked while looking at the young man. "A sirloin steak, medium rare. Wait, they'll have mozzarella sticks as a side too," the girl completed the young man's sentence. He glared at the girl while she faces the waitress. "Sure thing. Will that be all?" the waitress asked in a slightly confused tone. "Mm-hmm," the girl says, still looking away from the young man across from her. A pitter-patter drizzling rain makes contact with the window and is heard throughout the building. The sunset casts a slightly muddled glow through a wet window. The tempo of a nearby clock has been everything but acknowledged during the duration of their meal. The girl takes a bite out of the last mozzarella stick, while the young man accompanying her glances at his smartphone. "You expecting a call? You've been looking at your phone quite a lot." The young man pauses for a second before answering. "Mm-hmm. Is it someone special this time?" "Mm-hmm. You can be really boring sometimes." She pouts as she sits back into her chair. The young man raises an eyebrow and opens his mouth to speak up but finds no words to combat her statement. The girl across from him moves a strand of hair out of her face and sighs. "I've been thinking about this a little bit lately, and I couldn't find a solid answer for it." She says this while staring down at the table. The young man straightens his back and brings his eyes back onto her. "I probably should have waited to say this. I know it'll be awkward no matter when and where I say it." Her left hand begins to fidget with her purse strap as she finishes her sentence. The young man's breathing becomes slightly heavier. He didn't see or notice anything out of his tunnel vision directly pointing at the girl across from him. The girl takes a deep breath. "Why did you invite me to go out today?" The young man's tunnel vision opens up again and his breathing comes down as he lets out a small sigh. "I thought I could make it up for bailing these past few months." He lifts his cup to take a sip only to find it empty. The girl stares intently at him and he averts his gaze over to the waitress and signals her over. "If someone wants to make it up to me, you sure are being distant," she mutters as the waitress walks over. "Can I get a check, please?" "Sure thing." The waitress turns around and walks back over to the counter. "You could just said you're busy at work or something and I'd believe you," the girl says as she makes her way across the diner in a hurry. The young man's eyes follow her figure until she enters the women's bathroom. He waits a moment before his attention goes directly towards her purse. His eyes scan every inch of the room moment until his hand reaches under the table and grabs the purse. He keeps the purse below the table, glancing at it every few seconds. This man is brought to a stop when he notices an all-white pill container with no labels on it. The only writing on the container was the word "midnight" scribbled with a marker. A deep exhale of air escapes his mouth after he reads the word. The young man shoves the container into his coat pocket and places the purse back into the seat. His fingers start tapping to the tempo of the clock once again. Moments later, the waitress returns with a check in hand and quietly places it on the table. The young man lifts the check to eye level. $32. He reaches his card and signals over to the waitress once more.